Hey again, now I'm going to review Goddess of Light by PC Cast, and I'll start by reading what it says on the back. Women everywhere, it's time to embrace your inner goddess. Tired of dating egomaniacs, interior designer Pamela Gray has nearly given up on men. She wants to be treated like a goddess, preferably by a god. As she whispers her wish, she unwittingly invokes the goddess Artemis, who has some tricks up her celestial sleeve. Twins Artemis and Apollo have been sent to the kingdom of Las Vegas, and their first assignment is to make Pamela's wish come true. So Artemis volunteers her golden brother. After all, who better than the handsome god of light to bring love to this lonely woman? It might be a first, but here in Sin City, where life is a gamble, both god and mortal are about to bet on a high-stakes game of love. First of all, I quite like this cover. You probably can't see very well from the camera, but it's this lovely sort of light pale blue. It looks a very nice cover. Not that covers are all that important. And it's obviously got the symbols of Apollo and Artemis in the bow. And I'm quite wary of PC Cast books. I know I haven't read her House of Night, but a lot of people say that they're quite slow and boring. Other people really like them, so again it's sort of personal preference, but I read her Goddess Partholon novels like I mentioned in my book haul, and I found the first one really slow to get into. Not that the plots were bad, and then they did obviously pick up, but they were slow. But I was more hopeful of starting her Goddess Summoning novels, because even though they are sort of a series, they stand alone. It's like this is book 3, I believe. Goddess of Spring is second, and Goddess of the Sea is first. I do now have Goddess of Spring. It wasn't worth putting up on a book haul because I only got like 2 books. And these do get going much quicker, because obviously while they do have an order, you don't need to read the one before it to get this one. You can read them in any order basically, and I just picked the one that I like the sound of most to start with, ordering wise. And yeah, so basically Zeus has decided that the gods and nymphs and semi-deities and all that, they've all become too boring. They need some enthusiasm, so he sets up a portal to the mortal world to send them through to Las Vegas, where this other god has sort of set up a domain. I think his name is Bacchus. I'm not 100% sure how you pronounce it. I know he's the god of the vine, and he's very jealous that all these immortals are then coming through to his mortal realm, that he's sort of made them worship him. And he really doesn't like Artemis and Apollo, so he sets up this situation in which a mortal is going to wish for something, and it ties Artemis to this mortal until her wish is granted. And she wants romance back in her life. She's had a bad marriage, and that's another thing with these, is they tend to be slightly older heroines, just so you know. And so Artemis then wants her brother to sort of romance this woman Pamela, so that the tie is severed and she can go back to being normal. But Apollo falls for Pamela, and vice versa, and then they then have this trouble of he has to tell her he's a god, and all these various things while designing this author's house, because she's an interior designer. So overall, I thought it was a good book. The plot's really good. If I had to sum it up, it's quite bittersweet. It wasn't the ending I was expecting. Quite a shock moment in it, and I was like, oh, and yeah, it's quite sad. But it's still an amazing plot, and it's not the end of the world ending. It does say on here not suitable for younger readers, and that's kind of true. It's quite sexually explicit. And like I said before, the heroines are slightly older. Not that doesn't bother me, but some people don't like reading about people that are like in their 40s. I don't think she is. I think she's like early 30s. I think. But in Goddess of Spring, the heroine is like 43. To give you some idea of sort of ages. But that doesn't stop them from having good sort of twists. And these books are going to be twists on the legends and about like Goddess of the Roses on Beauty and the Beast, which obviously isn't a like Olympus style story, but she infuses the Greek mythology into it. And overall, yeah, I would recommend them because they definitely get going quicker than her other books. Good plots. This one was a little sad, but bittersweet, and it all ends up okay. But it's just like, oh. But I know some of the others have happier endings, so that saves the series for me. So when I read the other ones, I'll obviously post my reviews. And if you have read any of PC Cast and want to prove me wrong about her House of Night novels, or you've read these or her Goddess Path novels and you want to let me know what you think, please do. And happy reading.